How do you find calm when the world just feels like total chaos? It's a question that, feels more relevant today than maybe ever before. When every headline is screaming for your attention and every day brings some new uncertainty, finding any kind of inner peace can feel, well, impossible. But what if I told you this isn't a new problem? Not by a long shot.
Turns out way back in the 2nd century AD, probably the most powerful man on the entire planet was asking himself the exact same thing. His name? Marcus Aurelius, the Emperor of Rome, the absolute ruler of a massive empire. You'd think a guy with that much power would have everything under control, but the world had other plans for him.
You think you had a bad first day at work? His reign was basically a storm from day one. I mean, look at this. He had no time to settle in, war immediately blew up in the east, and just as they were getting a handle on that, a horrific plague tore through the empire, killing millions. And if that wasn't enough, a brutal, relentless war kicked off on the northern frontier, a fight that would end up consuming the rest of his life.
So in the middle of all this madness, in the quiet moments between battles, Marcus wrote. But he wasn't writing for us or for history or for fame. Nope, he was writing for himself. He was building a personal operating manual, a kind of philosophical toolkit to help him navigate all this immense pressure and stay resilient. Today, we call it the Meditations. So what did this emperor, facing one crisis after another, actually write to himself? Let's dive in.
All right, Section 1, Controlling the Uncontrollable. The most fundamental, bedrock lesson that Marcus relied on comes down to one really powerful idea: knowing where to focus your energy. He started by splitting the entire world into just 2 buckets. And this idea is, let's be honest, brutally simple. On one side, you have the things you can't control, and that list is huge. Other people, what they think, what they do, your health, your reputation, external events like wars and plagues, it's pretty much everything, right? But then on the other side, there is one single thing that you have absolute 100% power over: your own mind. And more specifically, your judgment about all those things you can't control. He puts it like this: if you are distressed by any external cause, it is not the thing itself that troubles you, but your own judgment of it. Think about that for a second. A bad event is just an event. The war is the war. The plague is the plague. The suffering, the anxiety, the distress, that doesn't come from the event. It comes from the story you tell yourself about it. The power to change how you feel isn't out there, it's in here.
Okay, so Section 2, your inner citadel. If our mind is the only thing we truly control, then how do we actually protect it? Well, Marcus uses this awesome metaphor. We have to build an inner citadel, a mental fortress that no amount of external chaos can ever break into.
And the main building material for this fortress is what he calls opinion, or judgment. Now, we're not talking about a casual thought like, I think this coffee is good. No. For him, this is the active interpretation, that story we automatically tell ourselves about everything that happens. It's the filter we see the world through. It's the difference between my boss yelled at me, that's the event, and my boss yelled at me, and that means I'm a failure. You see that second part? That is the opinion.
And this right here is the key that unlocks the whole system. Marcus realized if you can get a handle on your opinion, you can get a handle on your peace. You can't stop the boss from yelling, right? That's external. But you absolutely have the power to choose not to add that extra story that it means you're a failure. By mastering this one skill, you become the gatekeeper of your own tranquility.
He takes it even further with this line: destroy the opinion and the thought, I have been harmed, will be destroyed. Just let that sink in. The feeling of being wronged, of being hurt, isn't a direct result of what someone else did. It's a result of your judgment that you are wronged. If you can strip away that judgment, poof, the feeling of harm just vanishes right along with it.
And then he delivers this incredible line that ties it all together. The world is a constant transformation, and life, opinion. Whoa! What he's saying is that the world itself is just stuff happening, constant change, a series of neutral events. But our experience of it, what we actually call life, is just that layer of opinion we place on top of everything. We are literally creating our own reality, moment by moment.
Okay, Section 3, a life with purpose. Now, you might be thinking this is all about hiding in your mental fortress and just ignoring the world. But that's not it at all. For Marcus, this inner peace wasn't the end goal. It was the foundation for taking meaningful action. The point wasn't to withdraw from society, but to serve it better.
He saw this clear, almost three-step duty for a rational person. First, you've got to recognize that we're social creatures. We were born for each other. Second, you need to actively work with other people for the good of the whole community. And third, and this is a really tough one, you have to patiently tolerate the mistakes and faults of others, because getting angry at them is just working against our own nature.
I absolutely love this next quote. It creates such a simple, perfect image. He says, "For we are born to collaborate like the feet, the hands, the eyelids, the teeth." Just think about it. Are your feet angry at your hands? Do your top teeth declare war on your bottom teeth? Of course not. They work together for a common purpose without even thinking about it. That, he argued, is our natural state as human beings.
So this is the ultimate goal. The philosophy isn't about just gritting your teeth and grimly enduring a hard life. It's about cultivating this unshakable inner calm so that you can go out into the world and act with justice and kindness and reason, no matter what chaos is being thrown at you.
And that brings us to Section 4, the final lesson. This is the one that really puts everything else into perspective. It's all about our relationship with time and with the one thing we all have to face, the end of it.
So let's start with a little thought experiment from Marcus. Just imagine for a second that you could live for 3,000 years. Or, hey, let's go crazy, make it 30,000. A practically endless life.
Now here's the twist. When you finally die after all that time, what life do you actually lose? Does the person who lives for 3,000 years really lose more than the person who only lives for 30? Marcus's answer is a surprising and pretty profound no.
This next quote is a bit of a mind-bender, so stick with me here. He writes, "Remember that no one loses another life than the one they live, nor lives another than the one they lose." Okay, what on earth does that mean? Let's break it down. You can't lose the past, right? It's already gone. It's a memory. And you can't lose the future because you don't have it yet. It isn't yours to lose. So the only thing you can ever truly lose is the life you are living right now.
This is the core of it. The longest possible life and the shortest life are identical in one crucial respect. They are both lived entirely in the present moment. That moment, right now, is the only thing you ever truly possess. The past is a story, the future is a possibility. But the present, that is your only reality.
And that is the final, powerful takeaway from the Emperor's private notebook. We are all given two things, a finite amount of time and a mind that we have the power to command. Given that the present moment is all we ever truly have, the question Marcus leaves us with is a simple one, but it means everything. How will you use it?